So this is a cutaway of the engine. Let me step back a little bit so you can see the engine itself. The engine is located under the hood. If you pop the hood, you'll see a lot of components that look similar, look familiar. You won't see the inside of the engine because it will be closed off. Remember, this is a cutaway. You know, this part right here is a cutaway. This is the intake. This is how the air gets into the engine from here. This is a cutaway. This is we consider a mass airflow sensor. It's the computer monitors how much air flows into this. This will be a tunnel. Okay, this will be a tunnel. So in here, this will be a tunnel. It'll flow in here. The air will be sucked because the engine is a vacuum pump. The vacuum pulls the air in. When you press on the gas pedal, this is what you're pushing. This is what you're moving. Right now it's closed. If you're not pressing the gas pedal, it'll be in this position. It's closed, kind of like holding your throat open when you try to pull some air in. No air will come in. So when you open it up, more air will come in. The computer will sense that, and it will add more fuel to go along with it. The air will be sucked into here. You'll flow up into these tunnels. This is a 4-cylinder, so you got 4 different tunnels. If I come over here, you can see the tunnels follow. You see a tunnel going to here. That's the route towards that chamber, that cylinder. Where that tunnel leads to, if I can show you, see that blue? When this opens up, the air will come into this cylinder. So this is your whole cylinder right here. This is a 4-cylinder engine, so that's why you have 4 cylinders. And remember the top that I was telling you about? This is the piston. This will represent the top of a smaller chamber that we could put in, and it slides up and down. Remember that bar, that rod I was telling you about, that you center the top? This is that bar. This is called the connecting rod. Remember how I told you that when the piston moves down, you press on the pedal? Well, down here is the pedal, and this whole unit right here, this is the connecting rod. This is, the crankshaft. This is what turns. So when it turns, you can connect things to the front and the back, or the back, and connect other things to it. Back here is what we call the flywheel. So if we connect other things to this while it's spinning, connect it all the way to the wheels, that's how that power gets from the cylinder to the wheels. Also, when this is turning, right? When this is turning, we have other things, like this belt connects to these other components. This is a crank pulley, a camshaft, a cam pulley. Right? It turns this camshaft. If you remember what I said down here, the air comes in. When the camshaft turns, there's this lobe right here. If you look at it, it's egg-shaped. As it turns, it will push this down. It will push this down and open it up like this. So if I push it down, I can open it up. But when it's turning, it also has another belt that goes to this alternator, to turn the alternator, because the alternator is a generator. We need to be able to turn this in order for it to generate power for the vehicle, or send power to charge up the battery. And there's other components that we can also connect to the crankshaft, like this water pump. The belt is attached to this water pump to turn it. So when it's turning, it's actually pulling and pushing water or coolant through these water jackets. If you look up in here, you'll have coolant and water flowing through here. Also over here, you have coolant flowing through here. Remember, it's a cutaway. So you'll have these little walls, kind of like if you was to put a hole in your wall, what's between that wall and the other room next to you? It's just an open space. So this is just an open space that coolant can flow through. And the purpose is when you get this combustion, it creates this heat. And the reason why we want it to flow through is the coolant that comes through here is a little bit cooler. So when it's pumped, it temperature travels from hot to cold. So if this is cooler, that temperature will travel into the coolant, and then it will be pumped through the radiator, so the fan can blow cooler air through that hotter coolant to take the heat away and to circulate that coolant back through the water jacket so it can keep doing that. So if something happens, the water pump stops turning, or there's a restriction, the engine can overheat. So this is your cylinder, and this is where all the magic happens.